when you see an elder, you have to bend down to greet.
Yeah.
That kind of bending down says a lot about the Yoruba culture. It says something about, first of all, respect. Of course, I like that bending down, especially when you come from ladies. I'm telling you, I like ladies. I'm telling you, when I like ladies, so that is it.
Okay, the next one is polygamy.
Yeah.
Keep change your bond. Polygamy.
Difficult to answer in their culture. That women are free to express themselves sexually and tell a man, look, I want you to fuck me. I don't think there's a culture like that. You understand what I mean? All that thing.
Yeah.
So there has to be a balance. But if you ask me, should people have sex? I remember a psychologist called Sigmund Freud.
Okay.
He said we should have sex. Because if we don't, we have stunted intellectual growth.
So did he put an age limit?
He didn't know age limit. But then law, legally, there's an age. The age is 18, mainly. In some places it's 14, but for me it's 18.
Welcome guys, this is episode 4 of Adigun, Unfiltered. In a world where everyone is so packaged, it's rare to find someone that actually speaks their mind. Today's guest is one of those few people. He teaches philosophy, culture and history. And this is not just a lecture talk, this is real unfiltered talk, no bluff. And today tables will be shaped. So today my guest is Mr. Malachi Migwilo.
Thank you very much for having me.
So it's easy to get lost in the books, the intellects. But beyond that, I want to know first of all, who is Mr. Malachi the man?
Well, I'm just an ordinary person. I started on the rough roads of my village, of course. I used to tell people I'm a village boy, simply because my life started in the bush. Yeah, of course, fetching water from the stream, getting bitten by scorpions and snakes.
You got bitten by scorpions?
Of course, snake. They bit me. I have the mark on my
Where are you from?
I'm from Anambra.
Like the neighborhood. How was it like growing up?
The growing up is, moving in the forest, actually.
So it was everyone fending for themselves.
You are fending for yourself. You could be eaten by a wild animal, literally. And that's where I started until somebody, discovered me.
Okay.
Why? Because he said I'm dramatic, a man. He said I'm a dramatic personality that I can act. That's how I started. But then I don't have the language.
You mean the intonation?
Not just the intonation. I don't know what to say. I was shy.
Oh.
So he said that I should read more books, that it will make me blossom and all of that. He started by giving me magazines to read, and here we are. I've read thousands of books and thousands of magazines. That's what made me. And I've interacted a lot with all kinds of people.
Yeah. So I wanted to say something. You talk about topics like culture, history, even sex so freely.
Yeah.
Did your upbringing have anything to do with that, or it was an evolution, a gradual evolution?
Yeah, it's a gradual evolution because people, the word taboo. There are certain things you can't discuss in our society. Love is one of them, and sex is part of love. People don't discuss it. We are not trained to love, and we are trained to govern. We are trained to dominate, and all of that. We are trained to be calm, respectful, and all of that. Yes, I'm calm and respectful, but then the intellectual me, I don't believe in barriers or not something not to discuss. We have to discuss because in conversation, that's what humanity is about. If we don't converse and stop talking, humanity will die. I realized it early in life, and so I started venturing into ideas that are forbidden. And so discussing it freely, because after all, you won't beat me up.
Exactly.
You will learn from it.
Exactly.
And you hate me for it. After that, you still leave me alone. So why not discuss it? That's it.
Exactly. Okay. I like what you said because you said you don't like barriers.
Yes.
So there's a tension that exists between lecturers and the students.
Yes.
It seems like two worlds clashing against each other.
Yes.
Two worlds that don't trust each other.
Yes.
Lecturers feeling students are lazy and entitled, while students feel that lecturers are dismissive, like God figures that they cannot access. So what's the reason for that? Is it the system or is it ego?
Yes, it's both the system and cultural. It's a cultural issue. In our society, the person that gives instruction is a lord over your life. That's how it's a cultural thing. Take the Yoruba culture, for example. When you see an elder, you have to bend down to greet.
Yeah.
That kind of bending down says a lot about the Yoruba culture. he says something about, first of all, respect. Of course, I like that bending now, especially when they come from ladies. I'm telling you, I like ladies. I'm telling you, when I like ladies, when I'm giving this, they will stoop. Not that they will not remove clothes for me when the time comes, but they have this something inside them that, you understand what I mean?
I understand you.
It's a culture, it's beautiful, but then it dominates our intellect. And that's why in the university, you see people with PhD still thinking in a good way, that the student must worship them. And that's what I try to prevent. I don't want my student to worship me. I want them to understand me. You know, to be free to say their mind.
Okay.
You know, when they cross the line, I will bring them back.
Definitely.
Without rancor, without anger, and all of that. Although sometimes I will pretend to be angry just to, you know, to help them and all of that. So, conversation between lecturers and students, very poor, and leads to lack of trust. You have to be able to trust your lecturer. People trust me so much that they enter my office and tell me everything about themselves. And when they tell me, they will see that I'm also telling them about myself.
So it's a two-way
without hiding anything. Many of my students contribute to what I am today because of what they say. I learn from it, and it's a wonderful stuff. You understand what I mean? So I'm encouraging lecturers to come down from their high horses and learn from, you know, the young ones, their students. That's what, and it has improved me a lot. Yeah.
So if you could change one thing about the way lecturers approach students from tomorrow, as well, you are given the opportunity to host a conference where all the lecturers are there, and you want to teach them how to actually communicate with students to get the very best out of them, and for it to be a happy relationship, what would you tell them?
Let it be interactive. Let classes be interactive.
Okay.
You know, relaxed environment. Don't let people be afraid to say, excuse me, sir, I don't think that's what you are saying is true. You know, it has to be relaxed. And the lecturer should be able to know his subject matter well.
Okay.
You don't need to be afraid that, this student will ask me a question I don't know. Yes, sometimes you ask me a question, I won't know it. I will say, oh, I don't know, I've never heard of it. If I admit that I don't know something, that shows I'm human. A human being does not know everything. Okay. So if you ask me a question, I say I don't know it. So let it be interactive, let it be relaxed.
Okay. So let it be interactive, let it be relaxed, let it be an opportunity for students to express themselves.
Express anger self. If you're angry, you speak up. If you're happy, also speak up. In my class, I used to enjoy the fact that people laugh at certain times. Some other times there's absolute silence, and other times people are grumbling, and then we dwell on the grumbling side and iron things out.
Okay. So let's just conclude on that segment. Do you think lecturers are to blame for students' disengagement, or are the students actually just lazy and entitled?
The students are not lazy. These students are very intelligent. It's not laziness, but there's a disconnect between real life and the curriculum.
Okay.
The curriculum is designed to make workers out of people, not to create workers. It's seriously boring.
Okay, definitely.
The curriculum ought to bring out the best in individuals. That's my belief. But the curriculum is designed to make workers out of people. It doesn't give room for critical thinking, personal development, engagement with your life, engagement with other people's life. It doesn't. It just teach you some skills. You're expected to, garbage in, garbage out, and that's what it should be. It's definitely not good.
Okay, so you think it's a curriculum problem?
It's a curriculum problem. Yeah.
Not even a teacher's problem.
It's not teachers or the students' problem. We are not able to engage, to make the learning process very interesting.
Okay.
If it's interesting, I don't think anybody will, not engage with interesting subjects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have talked about the technical stuff now.
Yeah.
Let's get into the messy stuff a bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about sex, we're going to be talking about culture, and what moves on campus basically. So I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are students, university students, are they truly sexually liberated, or are they just hiding in the hypocrisy? Meaning that, are they actually, because a lot of students, when you meet them, the surface level conversation is they are holy, they are this, they are doing exactly what their parents sent them to. So do you think our university students are actually honest about their sexuality, or are they just hiding in hypocrisy?
Yeah. So students are hypocritical when it comes to their sexual life. I mean, it's normal in this society. When you mention the word sex, everybody will, sit up. What is he saying? Is this man crazy? Are you crazy? That kind of thing. But sex is part of life. That's how all of us were born.
Okay, but you said sex is part of life.
It's part of life.
At this current stage, should it be part of this current stage? That's the question I have for you.
It's a very difficult thing to answer. Are you asking me whether I should endorse them having sex?
That's not what I'm asking you is everything is personal opinion now.
So everything is not personal opinion. There are some standards we have to set, otherwise society will crumble.
Yeah.
When it comes
morally, it should never be.
Who decides morality? Whose morality is that you are trying to promote? I mean,
Whose morality?
yes, for example, premarital sex is condemned by and large.
Okay.
But who is deciding that? They condemn it, but people go to the back of the door and be doing it. I mean, so how can we approach it? That's the critical question. Even me talking, I'm confused about it because sex can be dangerous.
Okay.
Sex can be educative and it can be, it can build your life or destroy it. So where are we going to create a balance? That's the issue. You understand? Because you have to create a balance. You're not a dog, so you can't have sex all the time, neglecting studies and all that thing.
Yeah.
So there has to be a balance. But if you ask me, should people have sex? I remember a psychologist called Sigmund Freud.
Okay.
He said we should have sex because if we don't, we have stunted intellectual growth.
So did he put an age limit?
He didn't know age limit. But then legally, there's an age. The age is 18 mainly. In some places it's 14, but for me it's 18. In Nigeria there are two laws operating. There's a Sharia law and then there is British secular law. That British secular law says that sex is from 18. And then there's a Sharia law that says that 12 to 14, depending on the make of the body and all of that. So, yeah.
Okay, now, let me ask you a question. Between the male gender and the female gender, who do you think faces more judgment when it comes to sex and relationships?
Judgment in what sense? Okay, who people judge negatively?
Yes, who people judge negatively?
It's the female, of course. They have suffered a lot.
And why do you say so?
It's a cultural thing. In our cultures, look at Nigeria. In Nigeria we have at least 250 different cultures. Each of these cultures, I've not seen a single culture where women are liberated in their culture, that women are free to express themselves sexually, and tell a man, look, I want you to fuck me. I don't think there's a culture like that. You understand what I mean? In fact, it is the West, in the Western world you see that kind of thing. But here, everybody is muted. If you see a woman that is not ashamed or that is liberated sexually, people will say it's a slut, they call her names and all of that. So every woman would not like that kind of thing. To make matters worse, men, after sexual encounters, men tell. You understand what I mean? In many universities, when guys have a taste with a girl, they will tell everybody, oh, that girl, that kind of thing. So that thing further increases stigmatization of sex, stigmatization of females, and so everybody is inside the closet.
Okay. So now I want to ask you a question. Do you think our system has failed our students when it comes to sex education? Because that's a topic that parents don't like to discuss with their children. Yeah. The school takes a blind way towards that also. So do you think our system has failed our students?
Yes, the system has failed woefully by trying to ban students from having sex. They have failed. Okay. But then society failed deeper. You know what it means to fail deeper? That is your responsibility. You've abandoned it 100%. Okay. Why? I believe that sex education should not be in the schools. It will start from home.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? Mothers and fathers should be able to discuss sex freely with their children as they come of age. But in school, you expect people to be matured about sex. But no, the school starts making it look as if sex is a crime. Okay. Indeed, in many universities, it's a crime. If you are caught, you lose your studentship. Okay. And that deepens the problem of sex and creates people who are maladjusted to sex. And if you are not properly adjusted to sex, it can damage your life. You can become addicted to sex. When people say sex, people will become feverish, that kind of, because they are not properly educated or adjusted to it. That's it.
Okay. People say that this current generation, they are obsessed with how should I put this? A hookup culture.
Yes.
So do you think it's more prevalent today than it was before, or our current generation are just more open about it?
Difficult question to answer. We don't know whether it's more now or in in those days. Because you know why it seems more now?
Why?
Social media, and people flaunt their behavior. They tell you, oh man, I slept with 6 men. And then they will see it on Facebook. It goes viral.
Okay.
But in those days, women will sleep with 20 men and keep quiet about it. Nobody knows because there was no social media. But now people discuss, people are more open to converse and all of that. But now, because of social media, it seems to be more. You know what? Poverty is in the picture. You understand what I mean? If you want to buy, you have to be able to look clean, buy cream and perfumes, and you don't have the money. And you have fine, you fancy yourself as fine, especially women. And of course, you know that men do hook up now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, of course. So, poverty is driving it. You understand what I mean? Social media is driving it. But if you now ask me, is it more now than in those days?
Yeah.
I don't think so. If you read novels,
Okay.
you understand older, Elizabethan literature, you see that hook up is as old as human beings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want us to play a game. Keep, change, or born. I'll mention traditions.
Yeah.
And you're going to make a choice.
Yeah.
Whether to keep the tradition, to change it as per the tradition is okay, it's just the way it's done. Or you want to burn the tradition.
Okay, yeah.
So first on our list is bride price.
Bride price. Burn it.
You want the age-long tradition of the bride price.
Burn it.
Where the groom pays
certain amount of
to the bride's family.
Burn it and flush it down the toilet.
Explain why.
Because you can't, it commodifies women.
Okay.
You know that marriage, the whole issue of marriage, I predict that in the next 50 years there will be no marriage again. Because of commodification. A woman wants to give you her heart, and you yourself, you are giving your heart. Okay. Why commodify it and bring money and gifts about it?
So to you, it feels like they are selling the woman.
Yeah, it's a sell, although they say it's not a sell, but you are exchanging gifts to take.
Okay.
A human being is not a commodity.
The next one is respect by age, not character or achievements.
Burn it. Don't respect me because of my age. Respect me because of my impact in your life.
Okay.
Not my age, my character.
Okay.
If I respect you, you respect me.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Okay,
That's
so
it.
In a place where we have a Gen Z.
Yes.
I don't know whether you know him, the founder of Flutterwave.
I know Flutterwave.
Yeah, you know, it's about 30 something now. So in a place where we have the founder of Flutterwave and we have a 70 something year old man, and we know the founder of Flutterwave has impacted our world more than that.
Yes.
In that particular scenario, who should be, obviously, if it's something like sitting down, the elder person should get.
Yes.
But if it's something based on respect, which should.
It's difficult to implement. I hope you know. I say burn it because you respect the Flutterwave person.
Okay.
Better than that old man if he has not contributed anything. But it's difficult to achieve. I hope you know. Okay. Because naturally, because of the way we are trained, you are more likely to differ to the old man, even though he may be a criminal, a fool who have destroyed lives and all of that. You are more likely to, adjust to us, but the guy you should respect that is in the room is that Flutterwave guy. Okay. Because he has transformed life deeper than that old man who may have. In fact, this in Nigeria, I don't respect old people because they are the ones that destroy the country. I mean, look at what they have given out, despite all their privileges, they destroy. So when they are speaking, I just look at them. When they finish, when I talk to them, that's why they have banned me in some platforms because of the way they say I don't have respect. I have respect for who it is due to. You understand what I mean? So that is it.
Okay, the next one is polygamy.
Yeah.
Keep, change, or burn. Polygamy.
Difficult to answer. You know why? Polygamy cannot easily be dismissed.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? Although Christianity dismisses it immediately.
Okay.
But polygamy is all over the place in different guises.
Okay.
For instance, my men, my friends, I'm counting any of them that do not have something on the corner apart from the wife. Is that not polygamy?
Yes.
It is polygamy, but it's not legal polygamy. You know what I mean by legal polygamy? Yeah. It's not married. You're not married to this particular woman, really. But still, you have some admiration. You have some things. You have this. You have that with other people. So that's polygamy. And so it's difficult also to say, dismiss it. You can't. Human beings will be human beings. And the human heart is wild. You cannot control where it will go to, who it will fall in love with. Even though you're already in love with a particular person. People say, no, once you are loving another woman, it means that you are cheating on that one. No, human nature if we are going to be truthful about it,
Okay.
you are still capable of admiring another person, despite having a official stuff with someone. And so polygamy is difficult to dismiss.
Okay. So keep change or born. What's the answer?
Change.
Change. Okay. The next one is a woman's place is in the home. Keep change or born.
I think it has to change, not
It has
born.
to change.
You see, traditionally, a woman's place is in the home.
Okay.
You know why? Because women are the custodian of society.
Okay.
In fact, everything about society is women that cost it.
Okay.
Because bad men were trained by women. If
Okay.
I'm telling you, if you encounter a family system,
Yeah.
the man is there posing as the head. The woman is there doing as if she's just following the man. But in actual fact, it's the woman that controls everything.
Okay.
And so we have to reinvent our women being, at home. We have to reinvent it with respect. What we are going to add is that the fact that a woman is at home, she will be paid. She has to be paid for being at home so that she will have resources to care for herself and then do her traditional role well. But now, when you say a woman should be at home, men mistreat the women, trash them, because they are powerless at home, no money, no resources. And
Let me
so
ask
they have to change that conception.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
In a family setting whereby the husband does all his duties,
Yeah.
he provides more than enough for the family.
Yeah.
If the woman says that she has a dream, she has a vision, she wants to be a career woman also.
Yeah.
If the husband says, no, I want you at home, I want you taking care of our kids, I want you making the home safe, I already provide enough for both of us, we don't need another stream of income.
Yeah.
Is he wrong?
It's wrong.
He's wrong.
It's wrong by and large.
Okay.
Because there are some women that we accept it to be
Okay.
at home without pursuing any career.
Okay.
But let those who want to pursue career be allowed to pursue careers.
Okay.
That's it. And the man cannot say you can't do it because she's not your slave.
Exactly.
You understand what I mean? So you have to agree, you yourself, you have ways of life, forms of life. You have to decide what is good for you,
Okay.
but not lording it over the woman to be at home. But it's ideally the woman should be at home. But I'm adding that she should be empowered for being at home. It should be a career. You have to earn money for being at home, so that when a man messes up, the woman will see where to, escape to.
Next one is religion deciding morality. Keep change or violence.
We have to change.
It should be changed.
It should be changed. You can't say that religion should dispense with morality. Actually, religion is the custodian of morality. Today, there are moral systems that have nothing to do with religion.
Okay.
But then religion is the custodian of morality. Take it or leave it. But then there has to be, on what basis is religion deciding morality?
Okay.
So there are many gods. When I say people will there are many gods.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? You cannot say that the Christian God is the same thing with the Muslim God. You can't say that even though they have the same, conception here and there. Which God is the one deciding the moral system? Which of them? And that's why it's a problem. So morality should be able to, religion can keep deciding morality,
Yes.
but within due limits. You're supposed to know where your limit stops. Other ideas start.
Okay.
Yes.
So it should be changed.
It should be changed.
The final tradition, keep change or born, virginity as a virgin.
Very difficult. Virginity, is
As a
born
virgin.
it.
It should be born.
It should be born. Don't be saying I'm a virgin. I'm serious about it.
Okay.
There's also a confusion in me. You see what I mean? Somebody asks me, will you marry a virgin? I say, I will not marry a virgin. Say, why? I say, because in society, what drives the family is actually that bedroom duties.
Okay.
That is it. That's the basic of it. In fact, if you don't know how to do it, the marriage will crumble. I used to be I call myself unofficial marriage counselor.
Okay.
When I interview people, I see that 98% of the problem is in the other room.
Okay.
The woman is not properly adjusted to it. The man doesn't know what to do and all of that. So there's a tension in me about whether we should say, okay, before you marry, test it out or not. If you test it out, there's a chance that the person who has tested it may want more, different from what is provided in marriage. That's a danger. But still, to say test it out is good too, because you have to know what you are going into. So society is torn. I've seen women insist that my daughter must be a virgin. before she marries.
They probably insist because it's based on their values.
It's value system, yeah. But then we're talking about practical experiences of life.
But if you have, because a lot of that, a Christian mother will always tell you that a daughter should be a virgin. Yeah. And she says that because she might have married as a virgin, her and her husband, and they are building a happy home.
Exactly.
So when there are examples of that, can you fault her?
Can you believe that the world of then is the same thing with today's world?
Okay.
We are more daring, we are more knowledgeable, we are exposed to a lot. And you expect humans to remain in the 1960s and 70s. It's not possible, it's not realistic. That is why I fancy I'm a Christian. Okay. But then issues of virginity, I'm torn between it because of my experience. I have seen that those who are virgin when they marry have unhappy homes.
But is that
is it?
If you do a sample now,
yes, if you do a sample,
you said that people that are virgins have unhappy homes. So are you going to ignore the many cases of virgins having had
How many
children?
are there? How many?
I know a good amount.
You know a good amount? What do you know the other side?
Obviously, there would always be.
Exactly. So we have to do a statistics. We have to do a survey about it to determine which one. I'm telling you my personal opinion about it because I believe that human experience is too diverse for you to assume that a virgin knows what to do in the other room. I'm telling you, you assume that she knows. But then I'm not also saying that virgins should not go and marry and all of that. So I'm saying that society is changing. You understand what I mean? We are seeing that lifestyle may not help society. What do you mean help society? Happiness. Sustaining marriages. Marriages are collapsing like packs of cards. And I've examined a few of them, not a few, large number actually. I discovered that the issue is in the other room. But no, they will not admit it until I probe and probe and probe. They will. You see a leeway, something will crop up. You take advantage of that thing that cropped up. You discover that the problem is in the other room.
Okay, so before we round up, I want us to touch on the woke tradition going on among our youth today. Everyone is questioning culture, questioning religion, even questioning gender roles. What has been set in place before and has never failed is being questioned now. So I want to ask you, what are those traditions? What are the traditions that ensured a stable society today that our youths are trying to tamper with and in the long run is going to mess up?
You know that I don't believe in that idea of being woke. It's too radical. That is moving humanity too fast without study, because each step taken by humanity, we have to study it well, create modalities for moving, and then we move. But the woke idea is to trash everything and move in the other direction. Take, for example, Catholicism. You know what Catholicism is? You know, the Catholic Church. Some people believe that, it's too slow, it's too old. And so they gathered and created another thing that is not Catholic. And made it Catholicism and is occupying Rome. That's an example. Another thing is dressing. You see how people are dressing today?
So you don't believe in the old fashion of today?
No, I don't. It's too radical. I mean, you have to understand the way we have been moving all these hundreds of years. You know, we move slowly in humanity, but the woke culture is trash everything and moving in any direction. You know that woke culture is the philosophical backbone of it is what we call postmodernism. The idea that there is no truth. Truth is warranted acceptability. That is, anything we say is the truth. And so nothing should direct humanity. Anything should go. That's what woke is, and it's dangerous. If anything goes, humanity will collapse because we have some fabrics. There are things that have organized society over the centuries that we can't just trash. We have to maintain them. Although we should question them, but never to question them to the extent of killing them, because they have been tested and trusted over the generations. You can't just trash it. You understand what I mean? That's why I say I don't like woke.
So, do you think there's nothing that the woke thinking has added to our society, impacted our society, benefited? Is there anything?
Is that even? Of course, it has made people more radical.
More expressive.
More expressive and radical, and people are able to express themselves more in the woke culture. But the kind of woke I don't like is the far left. I call it far left woke. That anything goes. That one is not good.
Wow.
We've unpacked so much in just part one. We've spoken about the mind of our lecturer, we've spoken about sex, we've spoken about culture, tradition, and there's still much, much more. In part two, we're going to be talking about racism, LGBTQ today, parents boxing their children, and much more. So stay tuned for part two. This has been Adigun Unfiltered. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep taking action. I'll be watching your journey. Make it count.